So hello guys, now we're going to do now a chapter 10 summary version 2.0 application layer. So before we go back to the application layer, we're going to backtrack from what is the inside of application 10. So it consists of what we call application layer protocols, well-known application layer protocols and services, and its summary. So first, the introduction of application layer. So guys, application such as web browser, online gaming, chatting, and emailing friends is enable us to send and receive data with relative ease. So typically, we can access and use these applications without knowing how they work. However, for network professionals, it is important to know how an application is able to format, transmit, and interpret messages that are sent and received across the network. So, visualizing the mechanism that enables communication across the network is made easier if we use the layered framework of OSI model. So guys, in this chapter, we in chapter 10 that we will have to explore more role of application layer and how the application services and protocols within the application layer make us robust communication across data network possible. So first in the application layer protocols. So guys, there are application layer, presentation and session layer. If you remembered the TCP and IP application protocols. So there are also a client server model, a peer-to-peer networks, peer-to-peer applications, and common P2P applications. So as well-known application layer protocols and services, there are web and email protocols also. So there is the hypertext transfer protocol and hypertext markup language. So HTTP and HTTPS. So they are SMTP operation, POP operation also, and IMAP operation from the client to server. So guys, there is also the IP addressing services. The domain name service, they have also the DNS format, the DNS hierarchy, and the one they told us the NS lookup command. So dynamic host configuration protocol, DHCP in operation, and some activities of packet tracer. So now guys, for the file sharing services, there are also file transfer protocol, server message block, and some of the what you call this server message block and its activity of the packet tracer. So guys, this chapter again is entitled what you are you remember this chapter is entitled the application layer. So guys, are you ready for our summary? So our summary guys is that this chapter or this application layer, so this application layer guys is have also an objective. So it is too late to say it, but it is okay. The objective of this application layer is explain how the functions of the application layer, session layer, and presentation layer work together to provide network service to an end user application, and describe how common application layer protocols interact with end user application. It also describes at a high level common application layer protocols that provide internet services to end user, including the www services and email. So, describe application layer protocols that provide IP address services, including DNS and DHCP. So, it describes the features and operation of well-known application layer protocols that allow for file sharing services, including FTP file sharing services, SMB, and explain how data move across the network from opening an application to receiving a data. So there is application layer, so etc. and so on and so forth. So now I am giving you the objectives now. It is I'm going to give you the summary of this chapter 10. So, applications are computer programs with which the user interacts, which initiate the data transfer process at the user request. So, services are background program that provides the connection between the application layer and the lower layer of networking model. So, protocols provide a structure of agreed upon rules and process that ensure services running on one particular device can send and receive data from a range of different networks devices. So HTTP supports the delivery of web pages. SMTP OPI map supports sending and receiving email. So SMB and FTP enables user to share files, and P2P application make it easier for consumers to seamlessly share media. So DNS resolves the human legible names used to refer network resources into numeric addresses usable by the network. So all of these elements work together at the application layer. So the application layer enables the users to work and play over the internet. So for our other summary, so as I said it, the layer is responsible directly accessing the underlying process that manage and deliver communication to the human network. These layers serve as the source and destination of communication across data networks. So the application of services, the protocol enable users to interact with the data network in a way that is meaningful and effective. So these are the applications are computer programs which the user interact and which initiates the data transfer between at user request. Second one is services are background programs that provide the connection between the application layer and the lower layers of networking data. Third one is protocols provide a structure of agreed upon rules and processes that ensure services running on the one particular device can send also receive data from a range of different network devices. So delivery of data over the network can request from a server by a client or between the devices in the P2P arrangement. In P2P, the client and server relationship is established accordingly to the device is the source of destination at the time messages are exchanged between the application layer services at the each end device accordance with the protocol specification to establishment and use of these relationships. So guys, protocols like HTTP, for example, support the delivery of web pages. and devices, SMTP, IMAP and POP support sending and receiving email, SMB and FTP enables user to files. So P2P application make it easier consumers to seamlessly share media a distributed fashion. DNS resolves a human legible names user to find to network resources into numeric address usable the network clouds. Clouds are remote upstream locations store the data of host application so that the user do not require as many resources and so that user seamless access content on different device from any location. So guys, all of these elements that what I'm saying is work together at the same application layer, and the application enables user to play, as I said earlier, play and play over the internet. So guys, that is all about chapter 10, application layer summary version 2.0. So that's all and thank you.